Hello, everybody. Welcome to session 28 of Changeling the Lost 2nd Edition, Viva Lost Vegas. I know it's been a while. Thank you very much for your patience with us. Couple things before we get started. First off, Onyx Path is participating in Make-A-Wish's Roll for Wishes campaign. If you would like to donate, you can find the link in chat. Second off, Onyx Path has a crowdfunding campaign for the world below coming up. You can find more information on that also in chat. So with that, let's go ahead and jump in. Today is Friday, November 26, 2021. It's been 4 days. What have you guys been doing during that time? Who wants to go first?
I will.
Alrighty.
So, to no one's surprise, day one, I spent time with my kitten. Day two, I slung a Little Springs bounty on my turf, courtesy of Mario. Um, it was better than anything that the band of thugs could produce, and it doesn't take long to sell everything that I brought. I think we're getting a little bit of echo, Jeff. If you want to close your door.
You got it. We do apologize. Thank you for your patience.
Day three, I picked a fight with someone off on their own in my territory. I have decided that this is my territory. No one else can be here at all, ever. And it was really easy, especially after the gang saw me muscling in on their turf. We fought, and I won. Also, it looks like we might be in the wrong spots.
Yes, Jeff, we do appear to be in the wrong spots on the stream.
I do apologize. They were fixed before a late arrival. My apologies.
Shall we continue on while you're fixing that?
Yep. Day four, I worked to bring my territory under my control. What I decided to do was walk along the streets posing as a buyer and threatening any sellers I came across with a handful of summer and winter courtiers at my back. Not anyone's set, just whoever wanted to come. And it has the intended effect. The thugs start making themselves scarce. They're not gone, but they're not letting themselves be seen, and they're definitely not happy. So that was my few days.
All right, who wants to go next?
Alrighty. So for Kit, it's been my typical routine of heading out to the Goblin Market and doing my usual auction on day one. Day two, spending a bit of time with Delilah. She's been feeling the call of the hedge a bit more lately, so I might have to assist her more closely coming up soon here. And then for day three, I did a bit of investigation and rattle bones on the iron side of things, and just basically trying to get a feel for how much of a foothold he has. And it doesn't look like he has much, mainly operating through what were the bookbinders and and also the huntsman. Now the one of the huntsmen doesn't trust him, so that's put a strain on him a bit. But the bespectacled gentleman is still uh, working with him. And then for day 4, I just spent some time in the hedge, uh, searching for pieces of my icons and stuff like that, and made some decent headway on that.
All right, I believe that leaves me. By the
Yep.
way, I do apologize, everyone, for the technical difficulties. Apparently, I'm having a little trouble popping back, but we do appreciate you. So, well, one of the goals that Elliot has is taking his place in a old dream of his, having a rooftop bar on top of a casino that's exclusively his, a big, uh, very exclusive place that he'll be running himself. But to get one of those, he either has to do one, wait for a casino to be built, which God knows when that's going to get done, or find one that already exists and knock it off. I went around looking for it and found out the one on top of the Alexandrian has been having some troubles lately, so we might have to work on that one. Um, I threw a party to build some goodwill between the courts. Got as many people as I could to show up. We saw a few less winter courtiers than I thought should be there, so we're going to have to go see if we can't build some connections there sometime soon. I've been sitting around with some clarity damage, and my touchstone is my old alcohol recipe manual. So, to cover making a bunch of elaborate, pointless drinks, I went and decided to teach them to our cat bartenders. And gotta tell you, teaching them to slide syrups off the back of a spoon has taken a whole day, but we got there. Lastly, I checked in on all the places I had looking for Rattlebones' icons, seeing if any more showed up, and if not, stop spending that money and get these people on to doing more productive things, and there was nothing left. Looks like if I want any more icons, I'm going to have to go looking for them myself. And that was my 4 days.
All right. So now that we've gone over what everyone's been,
Henry, we can't hear you.
I swear I didn't do anything.
all right, am I
Yep.
back now?
Yes.
I hate software sometimes. Well,
We're back.
yes, we are. And that's about where we're at. So that being said, uh it's Friday night. Where are you and what are you doing?
Well, I believe we are in possession of one huntsman's heart, and I believe we desperately need to get that back to the huntsman in question. One of the things I failed to mention is that a couple days ago I activated what's called Relentless Pursuit, and I have kept that up over the last few days, so I have a nice bonus going into tracking him.
All right, excellent. So, are you all together ready to start tracking?
Yes. Want to meet up at court?
Yeah, do you guys want to bring anyone along with us, or I think this is probably best if we just handle this, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna meet up at court, get our stuff together, and head on
So
our
you
way.
guys want to go just the three of you? Just the
Yeah.
Motley?
I think anyone else we're putting them at risk without any potential reward.
I'd like to bring Bob.
All right. Well, so where are the three of you meeting up? You're meeting up at court. Are you meeting up inside or outside?
I think the probably at the bar. It'll be an easy place to find me, and I don't.
Yeah,
I'm guessing our schedules are at least slightly off kilter.
yeah, and that seems like it's the most consistent place that we've been meeting up. So
Fair enough. So the motley meets up outside of the Four Seasons. Uh, Elliot has the relentless pursuit contract activated, and he can feel the uh, pull of the contract of the weird taking him downtown.
So he's in real space right now.
Yes, he is currently in the mortal world.
Well, that's unusual, but not much we can do except follow up on it. Who's driving?
got it.
I will.
All right. We all pile into the vehicle. And I expect this is going to be a rough one, boys and girls.
Yeah, I reckon so.
Alrighty. And I think now is also the appropriate time to handle two of the player characters' experience that I forgot about last time since we were wrapping up. You, two of you, uh, Kit and Elliot, just barely managed to leave the Pluto dream before the dreamer died.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That, that is a bit of a rough process. Can I ask you all to roll a 5 die clarity break?
Absolutely. And that makes
Just
perfect
those
sense.
two or me as well?
No, you got out.
You got out.
Okay.
One success, which I believe means I got hit. Shall I roll for damage?
Yes, please.
All right, so roll your weird at yourself.
Okay.
All right. Despite having put some effort in to fix myself, my clarity is damaged again.
Yeah, looks like I'm down a clarity. That's good.
All right.
As Kinsey drives you through Las Vegas, the two of you occasionally see the black tendrils of shadow from the Pluto dream you just barely escaped, clinging to something. Maybe a building, a person, a street light. That's still there. It's there when you're awake and it's there when you're asleep. You're not sure if it's real or not.
Okay.
Have either of you talked about it with the other?
Um, not before now, but I think now Elliot starts babbling nervously about it. You seeing that, man? Do you see any of that? Like the problem with hallucinating when you're like this is I don't know what's the real hallucinations and what's there's something off about my current reality hallucinations.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I'm seeing it.
How about you, Kenzie?
I'm not saying anything.
Okay, so that's gonna go under the we're hallucinating, probably. Probably.
Um, I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
to not get into people's dreams when they're dying again. I don't think I want to do that one again.
Yeah, that was a little.
We need to have a chat with Will. We need to have that chat real soon. But
Yeah.
this is more important. And having taken out this individual is going to give us a lot of credibility? Is that the word? I don't know.
As Kinsey turns down the streets off the strip heading south, the Motley gets a cold feeling of familiarity with the route they're taking. Eventually, they pull up outside a dilapidated old record store. It definitely looks familiar. Can any of you place it off a hand? If not, we can always roll.
Dilapidated old record store. I swear somebody took us here before. But that was really early into the campaign, I think. Uh, Anybody got roll for brain? Uh,
Common sense or anything like that?
I've
I've
got
got
common
common
sense.
sense.
All right. Let me open the book here since we're talking about that. I do believe that would be helpful in this situation.
Um, where's are we near Doc Boy's or Tall Boy's clinic?
Uh, Not super close by, but it is fairly near.
Okay.
Wait. No. God damn it. That's going to drive me nuts.
Does anyone have eidetic memory?
Nope.
Direction sense.
I have direction sense.
Yep, same.
All right, then the two of you without direction sense immediately remember, after getting a few moments to look at it, the time that the three of you were hunting down bookbinders and found yourself listening in on one of them in this particular ruined record shop.
Okay.
There was
Oh,
also, if you could, Kit also remembers briefly being tied up by the Grim Hunter here before the Grim Hunter got slammed into by Leo at 60 miles per hour.
Right. This place. Um, just a second, real quick. Uh, you. I need you to load whatever you think is your scariest bullet into your gun immediately.
Okay. Yeah, I'll um I put one of the Jenny Stone rounds into it.
Alrighty. Um, well, I don't want to fight him in there. I don't know about you, but I don't want to fight him in there. But I know what could get him out here.
Um Kenny, can I do a wits and occult roll to see if there is a ritual to calling
Oh,
uh, a calling a non-violent meeting with a huntsman or a being from Fae at least?
basically, if there is some eldritch parlay that we could declare.
Yeah.
Mm, that makes sense. Go ahead and make a roll at a -4, please.
Would you like assistance with that?
Sure.
Alright, so that's wits plus occult, int plus occult. What are we looking at?
Either one would work.
Okay.
Which ones are you better at?
I'm
I
gonna
was
say
wits.
wits.
Is that a -4?
I believe I would also be at the -4 because I'm assisting.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
that's still
Can I
Not a
assist as
small
well?
amount of dice. Enjoy +2.
If you want to assist, go ahead.
Never mind.
Okay.
Can I assist? The dice say no.
It's still a pretty decent dice pool, so
All right, feel free to roll your bones.
4 successes.
Yeah, I would say 13 dice as a rote action is pretty decent. Christ. How did what gives you the road action on this one? I don't remember offhand.
It's a cult.
Yeah, a call for the professional training.
Ah, point taken. Yep.
So I spent the willpower.
Since you are getting professionally trained to be a whatchamacallit,
Fetch
fetch hunter,
hunter, Jack Catch.
a jack catch, you said int investigation and occult are your primary skills, and you grab crafting because you're learning it from a person made out of craft supplies.
Yep.
All right.
Okay. Let's see here.
All right. With the after having racked your brain to and fro, uh, one thing does stand out. Since autumn is ascendant now, technically, uh, the Fae and their uh, minions, such as the Huntsman, cannot attack without first stating their intent.
So
That would mean that that would definitely apply to the Grim Hunter, being that he is a huntsman. So if he were to try to enact violent action upon you, uh, he would have to at least announce his intent first. So if you can keep him talking in such a way that he isn't able to outright state that he is about to attack, he won't be able to.
so what we need to do is just keep him from ever being able to declare his intention, interrupting where necessary. If there's anybody who can prevent somebody from getting a word in edgewise, it's Elliot McCoy. All right. So, thank you, by the way, very much, Void, for all the cheers.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Boyd.
So,
Oh,
with
hydrate.
hi, Rose.
Thank you.
Good to see you all again. All right. So, with that in mind, um, I think we just rush in then. The less time he gets to realize what's going on and get his ground, the better.
So I think instead um, we should see if we can get him to come out to us.
I get that, but the issue is that he has to
Well, you've been
declare.
here before, so you remember what this building looks like. Two-story building across the street from an apartment complex, uh, fire escape up the back side of it.
All right. With that in mind, hey, I'm gonna walk around the building real quick and see where my directional sense is pointing, and see if I can't figure out what room he's in.
All right.
Why
We're
don't we take a
having.
moment and strategize?
We're gonna take a moment and strategize. Let's see. Okay. There's going to be a brief moment of interesting things on the screen. I do apologize.
All
All
right.
right. There we go. That's all nice and fixed. Okay.
Okay. So it appears that our esteemed storyteller here has lost his internet connection. So it's going to be just a moment while we get that rectified.
Anyways, let's talk about what our.
Okay, I believe that I am back.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. So then, we have the following things are true. I can, until we run into him, note perfectly his direction from my position. Once we meet him, we need to keep him talking, and we have the perfect tool for it. 3. If he declares his intent to do violence, we are no longer safe. I think thusly the best position would be to rush him down. If he's surprised and we get him talking, we show him the heart, we try and convince him to accept it. We might be able to sort it out. But if you want, we could try risking letting him come out, but the problem is he could shout through the door as he's walking, "I'm gonna kick your butts."
All right.
So what do you think?
Well, um, the issue is that the on the opposite side of it, if we lose control, um, if we lose control of the situation, if we're in there, we're in an area that he has control for or control of. Um, sorry, we're in a place where he's had under his control for an unknown amount of time.
So it could be a trap under those circumstances.
Yeah, and and
Actually, there is one thing I would like to do. Does anyone have most of their clarity together who's not me? Would somebody mind doing a ping test on local magical items? Make sure there isn't anybody else in the room. Because if, like, fucking Rattlebones is here, I don't want to go inside.
yeah, I
Kenny,
can.
can I run a kenning?
Yes.
I never remember the frickin' roll for this. I'm so sorry.
It's just your clarity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Whatever clarity you currently are in possession of.
Does it cost a clamor to do that?
It costs a willpower to do that, which is why we don't do it all the time.
Yeah, a player whose character currently suffers clarity damage in fewer than half her clarity boxes may make a kenning roll by spending a willpower. The storyteller rolls the character's current clarity in secret to detect the presence of supernatural elements in the area. Technically, that's how you're supposed to do it, but so everyone can see what's happening, I prefer to let the player do it.
Fair enough.
And it's much less cool for us to.
2 successes.
Excuse me. All right. Kenzie narrows her eyes in order to better feel the energies of the weird in the area. Of course, there is of course, there is at least one supernatural presence here that isn't your own, and that would most likely be uh, the huntsman, the Grim Hunter. However, you can feel a second similar presence somewhere in the building. This one seems a little trickier to pin down. Uh, as you look from room to room, you can hear a melodic humming noise, sort of like far off violin strings, getting louder or fainter as you look at different places on the building.
Okay. Elliot turns to Kit and says, I need you to do me the biggest favor I've ever asked anyone for any reason.
Okay.
We have 2 huntsmen here, and I need one of them to go away.
This was Kenzie's kenning, so let's let Kenzie speak.
My apologies.
I feel like I don't know if there's a way we can make one of them go away.
I think if we've got both huntsmen here, we could bait one of them.
I mean, the bespectacled gentleman has shown that he's willing to, like, very willing to talk to us and be civil. I think if we show him that we're giving back the Grim Hunter's heart, we can just let him know we'll do the same for him.
Or at the very least, we can keep him talking with the rest. I'm going to do something incredibly stupid. I think we just go up and knock on the door, guys.
And then once you do that, back way the fuck up.
Yep. I invite them outside to talk.
Yeah.
Say we've got something interesting to trade and we'd like to discuss it before we went on to our usual affairs. The Grim Hunter should be interested enough seeing his own heart in your possession way back the fuck over there, right? Way back the fuck over there?
Way back the fuck over there.
And the gentleman should probably be willing to just talk under most circumstances, especially if he knows we're doing it as a prelude. So let's get them out. Maybe this will end with the 2 huntsmen fighting, which sounds like a wild fucking time. Anyways, so mustering every bit of etiquette in my body, I'm going to go up and knock on the door. Anybody have a problem? All right. Do you want a presence plus persuasion roll to try and keep things civil?
That sounds like the best way to handle this.
Either that or socialize.
Either of those are good.
Before we get going, I'd like to activate my Vigilance of Ares.
Up to you.
Well, congratulations. There's lots of danger here.
There's a ridiculous amount, I would say. Is there any that we didn't know of before that happened?
What is a martial exercise?
Any sort of practice for violence, like doing a kata for martial arts.
Cool. So Kenzie stands in the middle of the road and practices a quick kata so that she can activate this for free.
It's not like we were in a hurry. Anyways, I'm going to go up to the door and knock. Politely and firmly, trying to draw their attention outside. Oh my god. What am I doing? Exceptional success. God, love being good when I need it. Thank you again for the cheers, Void. You are awesome.
Alrighty. So that is an exceptional success. All right. Are you going to not just knock on the door, or is there anything in particular that you're going to say?
Good sirs, I believe, if you both are in there, could you, come to the door? I had something I wish to talk to you both about.
From within the ruined building, the Motley can hear several different sounds at once. Two sets of feet running for the door, and what sounds like half a dozen muffled voices desperately calling out.
I'm gonna take 2 steps back away from the door.
And I'm going to back quite a ways back.
Please have
And
the huntsman's heart out and visible.
yep, I'm going to make sure that I have at least three plausible escape routes and the huntsman's heart in plain view.
If they start going for you and we haven't got any sort of contact made with them, your job is to get into the hedge and get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
The two huntsmen appear side by side at the door. They look somewhat disheveled. The Grim Hunter is wearing his customary armor, but there are several very precise dents in it, about about the size of a quarter, roughly approximating the very familiar cane in the gentleman's hand.
Oh, I do apologize. It looks like you've been having a rough day. I brought some friends over. I thought we could have a quick little chat and a drink. I found something I thought you both might be extremely interested in. And I know you love to have a quick little chat before we get involved in other matters, gentlemen. So would you mind if we just had a quick chat outside? Come over here. I'd love to talk to you about it. I gesture over to the huntsman's heart off in the distance.
The Grim Hunter moves his eyes in the direction of the gesture. The bespectacled gentleman does as well, tensing. Who here has the highest weird or the highest occult rating?
I got a 1.
Weird of 2, occult of 5.
Weird of 2, occult of 1.
Weird of 3, occult of 2. Unless it's portals, then it's 3.
So, Kit, it was you at the highest occult, correct?
Sir. Yep.
Roll me in intelligence plus occult -4.
It's worth it.
Yep.
I don't think this is something I could reasonably help you with.
6, 2, 7. Six successes.
You can't quite recall exactly what the tidbit of information that is. It eludes you. It's just on the tip of your tongue. But as you see the Grim Hunter look towards the heart in was it in Kinsey's hands?
No, it's in Kit's.
Mine.
As you see the Grim Hunter look at the towards the heart in your hand, with hatred and anger growing on his face, something about the nature of huntsmen comes back to you. If only you could remember the whole thing. The only thing that really comes to mind at the moment is what you were originally told about how the Fey title replaces the huntsman's heart. But you know that there's something about that it affects something about the way they behave. At any rate, the thought is gone. The Grim Hunter simply snarls at Elliot, "Give that back."
I'd be happy to discuss that with you. That's very, very much what we're here to do. But of course, we just want to make sure that this all happens in a nice, peaceful setting. So all we need to do is have you step outside and agree to a quick little chat before anything interesting goes away. Do I have your word? I offer my hand to both of them in turn.
The Grim Hunter eyes the bespectacled gentleman, who very subtly shakes his head. "We have a mission. There is no time for discussion. If you are worried about your heart, Grim, take it from him first."
Hearing this, I drop my bag on the ground and open it into the hammer space, the hollow, and I hold his heart over the opening. Not saying a word. Just
Fuck. I, the person, not I, the character, just remembered something. We can't do this deal here.
hmm.
We gotta get him into a bastion, and I don't know how to get to one fast enough.
Okay.
Fuck.
This is gonna be interesting. All right, let's go.
So, apparently, this was what I was forgetting. What we were doing here was swearing an oath with him to return his heart, and we would have to do a little contest of wills to take over the will of his fey self and allow his other self to want his heart back. but that only happens inside a bastion where it's stored. And the original one is fucking gone. We couldn't have left it there. We had to take it out. So the only place I can think to go is a bastion we know well. It's the middle of the night.
Rabbit?
Yep. I suspect Jeremy is quite fast asleep. So, it sounds like we're not going to be able to get at him to come peacefully. Run, rabbit, run. As soon as you've got him chasing you.
Okay.
I'll meet you there.
So with this signal, I grin at the grim huntsman. Wink. Activate my contracts and bolt. With my bag and the huntsman's heart.
Do you want me to open a hedge gate?
Seems like the most productive way to go.
Alright, so I head over to a nearby building and quote unquote open the door to the hedge.
Alright. Well, you wanted it, didn't you?
All right. Are you heading through?
Is he chasing him?
Not until he runs.
Alright, go for it, dude.
All right. So yeah, I'm activating. Was it 7 League Leap and Talon Wing, and I'm bolting.
Run, rabbit, run, run, run.
All right. With Kit officially running, the Grim Hunter immediately springs to his feet and gives chase through the hedge gate. The bespectacled gentleman has one finger raised and his mouth open as though he were about to offer some sage counsel. After a moment, he shuts his mouth and readjusts his tie. He looks at you. He looks at Elliot through his glasses and says, "Ah,
This is honestly pretty awkward.
I see what the group of you are intending. But I'll have you know that in the mortal realm, our master's mission beats fiercely within the heart he has given me. And for that mission, I will take you back."
Oh, funny about that. I grab the door and step on through. Also to the hedge. Sorry, he just declared violence. We need to go.
Yeah, I step through the door and close it behind me.
He can spend his own glamour getting these things back open.
All right. And that initiates a chase. You are in the hedge and you are heading towards Jeremy's bastion. Granted, one of you is heading at a much faster pace than the others. And you have Huntsman on your heel.
So, everyone, welcome to Wacky Races!
So, Kit, I believe because of your contracts, you get the edge.
Yeah, but come back. Yeah, if you could come back to me, I'd appreciate it. I'm
Oh,
technical difficulties.
So since you are the one with the edge, you get to declare what roll we're doing and what the penalty is for failing.
yep.
Okay.
May I
Sorry.
suggest a very straightforward one?
Yeah.
Let's do Dex plus Athletics. Start us off easy.
Yeah. The problem with that is I can't type right now, so give me just a few minutes to get this sorted out.
I will.
You can take your turn last. We needed you to make your declarations.
Yeah.
Anyways, you go sort that out. If need be, tell me your dice number and I'll roll it for you.
Appreciate it.
It seems
Anyways,
like tonight is a night for everyone to have technical difficulties. My
well,
internet connection was solid until we started streaming.
I do apologize, everyone, but thank you, everyone out there in internet land who has decided to join us and stick with us despite this. By the way, called it, Catfat, Others, Rosie, we're all appreciating you joining in the commentary. And yes, one glamour spent is one glamour he doesn't have for kicking my butt, because they're harder for them to get. They have to go ruin a mortal's day to get some. All right. Okay.
All right. Thankfully, I was able to get it sorted out. All right. So,
Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and just to have the Motley go first and then the Huntsman. And I will say that given the circumstances, this will be a first to 10.
Okay.
and the penalty, I don't know how to describe this mechanically, is if because I have to declare the penalty first, right? If I remember right.
The penalty for
Mhm.
the thing, yes.
Yeah. So
Determine each side by the side of the edge before dice are rolled. Choose from among the following. Lose 1 accumulated success from your total, suffer 2 points of bashing damage or 1 point of lethal, or suffer an appropriate tilt.
Okay. So I would say the go with a penalty to or a tilt. It's like twisted ankle or something like that. Something that gives them a little bit of a penalty.
All right. Fair enough. I can find one.
Leg rack.
Leg rack. Yep. So let's make our rolls.
1.
1 success.
7.
Great. I am documenting it. And of course, Kit has 8. And that was dexterity plus athletics.
Sir.
As nice as it would be for all of us to get there first, only Kit needs to get there first for this to do what we need it to do.
All right. The Grim Hunter has achieved 1 success. And the Gentleman has achieved 3 successes.
Did he reopen the door?
You know what? That's a good point. I'm not going to let him roll this round. So since he's going to have to take a little extra time to join the chase. So, to no one's surprise, Kit is far out in front, running as fast as the weird and his legs will allow him. The thorny glass vines of the Las Vegas hedge seem to move out of his way. His motley mates have no such additional blessing and are barely ahead of the armored huntsman, clanging away behind them, uh, awkwardly fumbling with his rifle as he runs. I want my heart back, he screams. When did you find it? So, Kit, I believe you would keep the edge this time.
Yes.
Oh, and if anyone wants to say anything or whatever, feel free. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Like about 5 days ago, man. You're not paying much attention at all.
I figured it wasn't that important to you if you lost it. But
All right. Time for the next round of rules.
Hey Lex, do you mind getting thrown under the bus in order to set up a hilarious, good set of rules for us?
Sure.
Wits plus crafts. There's no way he's got that.
yeah.
Both of us can take rote on that one.
I'm going so I'm gonna pull out some I'm gonna pull out some needle and thread and start sewing the scenery of where I want to be. So
Inzi's at a total of 2.
And yeah, no, let's do.
So how do you do the rote? I've not done that one yet.
So you spend a willpower to do it.
Yeah. It's true. Got it. Sorry.
And then that again.
And that's an exceptional success because I'm making something with Fey ingredients. Don't know if that matters, but it matters to me.
Let's check.
Oh, before we
As success and inflict the terms of failure on your opponent regardless of his roll.
Speaking of which, did you set the penalty this time? You should probably do that before he rolls.
Yeah. Let's do confused.
I was thinking lost, maybe.
Yeah, let's do that. Which I believe is.
I believe that's a tilt.
I think that was yeah.
Alright, the Grim Hunter is already here, so he'll roll first, and that's a failure. The Bespectacled Gentleman is just getting started. And he will roll 1 success.
All right.
All right, and let's see. I believe loss is at tilt. Give me a moment and I will check.
It is unfortunately a condition from the looks of it. My apologies.
Yeah, it is a... Yeah, you're right. It's a condition. So in terms of a tilt, something that would be
I got a fun one.
uh,
Sick.
applicable. Let's see. Yep, there we go.
Penalty -1 to all actions.
Makes sense to me.
We ran through a Jenny Stone patch.
All right. Kit leads the chase merrily through a Jenny Stone patch. The Grim Hunter is far more affected by the smell than the bespectacled gentleman, who, though he has joined the chase late, has an unerring instinct for his prey. The Grim Hunter needs to stop for a moment and catch his breath. Meanwhile, Kit has arrived at Jeremy's Bastion, the familiar courthouse where the trial of Cock Robin once took place night after night.
All right.
And you already know how have the key to that bastion, so we can assume if you want to go in, you simply can.
Yep.
There is nothing more important in this world than you going inside.
Yep. As soon as I'm able, I do.
With that in mind, Lex, you and I are still outside and we're still running. I would still prefer not to get caught. But I have the edge.
We'll be going to Kit as soon as we can, but we do need to work with this chase scene. So, Elliot, you have the edge.
What is a role that you're pretty good at that you would like me to select, Kenzie?
What's your larceny like?
Absolute garbage.
What's your investigation like?
A little bit better.
What about wits plus investigation?
I will have at least dice. I am happy to do that one. Would you like to do that one? All right. Wits plus investigation.
Wait, do you have any athletics?
Oh, yeah. Plenty.
Okay, let's do wits plus athletics because we will be running some mental gymnastics to get there in time.
Absolutely. One jump ahead of the law, man. All right, wits plus athletics.
And what's the...
And I'm going to say the penalty is insensate. If you fuck up your mental gymnastics, you're going to lose track of where you are in your head.
I'm willpowering to reroll.
Alrighty. And make your roll. Kenzie now has a total of 5.
That's +4. I believe that's got
Elliot
me.
just got 4. That's a 9.
That's got me at 9, yeah.
Alright. Grim goes first. Wits plus athletics. Total of 2. The spectacled gentleman. Since he got hit with sick too, regardless of success. Total of 4. So, Kenzie, Elliot, tell me what you're doing.
Because we are making our way into a mental space, we're heading into the land of dreams. We were doing some mental gymnastics over some things, which we cleared a lot easier than the people who were expecting to do normal ones. Okay. Whew. Do you have anything in the social space for you?
I do. I have 2 in animal ken.
Of course. Of course you do.
I can also do streetwise, socialize, or subterfuge.
Oh, you got Streetwise?
I do.
Uh, which is worse, your presence or your composure?
My composure.
How many dots do you have in presence?
3.
Then you're almost good enough, as good as me, so I'm going to do presence plus Streetwise. We know the area, and we're just going to get through there on force of personality alone past this crowd of hobgoblins.
I also have Hobkin, if that helps.
I have to ask the boss.
I'm going to have to say here, no.
Remember, you're wearing clothes.
I forgot.
All right.
All right, then that's Kinsey at 8. Elliot at 6. All right. Grim Hunter goes first.
And I believe
Athletics. I mean, you said that was presence plus streetwise?
Yep. It didn't seem like something they'd be good at. I was right!
And Respectable Gentleman.
Slightly more risky.
He failed. So what was the
I think I'm going to go with
consequence?
Insensate again.
Insensate?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's take a look here.
If you want, I can give a different
Insensate. The character can't take any actions until the tilt is resolved.
one. Okay, that's a little too rough. I think that's not fair.
Maybe knocked down.
Uh,
They had a hard time getting through, and they
yeah,
got
knocked
bumped.
down.
He gets knocked down, then he gets up again.
Right. While Elliot and Kenzie are able to make their way through the crowd, Kenzie shoving ahead and Elliot taking advantage of the holes this opens up. The Grim Hunter and the Bespectacled Gentleman fare much worse, losing themselves and each other in the crowd. The Grim Hunter had fallen behind, but he is able to at least move ahead of the Bespectacled Gentleman, who is knocked to the ground by some surly goblins refusing to get out of his way.
All right, I am now having arrived at Jeremy's, because that last 2 put me over into 10. Which means that the person who had the most rolls on the last one, Kenzie, has the edge and is the only one of us left. Please do not enter the dream until they can see you walk in.
Are you sure? Because I was as I was keeping track, I saw that you were at 6, Elliot.
I rolled 1, then 4, then 4, then 2, which brings me to 11.
Okay. Kenzie, that means you have the edge. What do you want to roll?
Kenny, I'm the saint of cats.
Yes.
Would you say that the hedge is capricious and annoying and always gets what it wants?
Yes.
Could I call upon a hedgevine cat to be my mount?
Are you saying you're going with Animal Ken plus something?
Yes.
All right. And what do you want going to roll then? Animal Ken plus what?
Jeff, what's better, your wits or your manipulation?
It doesn't matter. You're the only one rolling.
Oh, okay.
Pick your best
My
dice.
wits. Well, actually, if it's just me, then let's do wits plus larceny to steal the to steal the vines to shape them into a cat.
Sure. Make your rolls. All right. Kinsey at 13. The gentleman got knocked down, so the only one who's making this one, you said wits plus animal kin?
Dexterity plus larceny.
Oh, dexterity plus larceny.
My apologies.
All right. With the help of Kinsey's hastily assembled hedge vine cat, she arrives at the bastion, having left Grim and the Grim Hunter and the bespectacled gentleman far behind. So, Kit had arrived at the bastion first. Did you go in? I assume that you did, but I'm going to ask.
Um,
I need you to have been in there.
yeah.
You
Yeah,
had no idea whether they'd get there too.
Yeah, that's fair.
But we are not going to go inside until they see us go inside. We need them to follow us.
Kit heads into the bastion. Inside, the courthouse is busy, but not as busy as before. After a few moments to gain your bearings, you notice that the animal-headed people running around don't seem to be engaged in a trial of any sort today. But the court does seem to have quite the amount of business. Looking around, you actually see several people heading into the courtroom alongside what looks to be the old defendant Robin, handing out small paddles.
Okay.
Kind of paddles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're small wooden paddles, each one numbered.
Okay.
It's an
okay.
auction.
It's an auction.
Get one. Also, this is your opportunity to set yourself up some equipment or whatever you want to do here.
Mm-hmm.
Just take advantage where you can.
Yeah. So what I would like to do is while I'm waiting, I'm going to step into the restroom and do a Superman costume change, as in super quick, and lean
Not
into
changing into a costume of Superman, I assume.
not changing into a costume of Superman, but that kind of quick close open, and now I'm in a costume. And I'm actually going to lean into my detective persona while I do.
We're going full noir here, huh?
I was thinking. I forget what time period does this dream look like it's in?
Probably early 1900s.
So you'd be a Bobby,
After
probably.
all, this nursery rhyme was written in 1865.
Yeah,
Okay.
you'd be a Bobby. You'd just be like a full-on, like, old-school British cop.
Sherlock Holmes, man.
Oh, even better.
Yeah, so I would like to try and do a wits plus crafts to to sew together the proper Sherlock Holmes attire but geared towards someone with uh, rabbit-like features.
All right. Let's see. Oneiromancy. Let's see. This would be a subtle shift, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I think this qualifies uh, under the give any idler or near a pump an equipment bonus, etc.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you want minor beneficial twist of luck, I'm not going to get particularly fancy on that one. So go ahead and make your roll, please.
Okay. Five successes. Okay, and I always forget where the neuromancy stuff is.
Subtle shifts are on page 218. If you would
218?
prefer to do it with a paradigm shift, feel free. Just tell me what one you're doing.
Okay. And it's I spend one success to be able to do the shift in general, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, yeah, I'm going to do a +4 equipment bonus with my detective's gear.
Makes sense to me. Heading out of the bathroom in your new ensemble, you see just on the other side of the courtroom door a sad looking cloth banner hanging from the ceiling reading Stevens County uh, Charitable Auction. The banner looks like it's seen better days and is drooping. Looks like it could very easily fall to the floor. Um, the courtroom has mostly stayed the same, although the benches for the jury and the defense and prosecution have been cleared out. The podium uh, where the judge sits is being used by the auctioneer. In this case, it looks like uh, a hawk has taken the role. It holds a small gavel in its feathery hands and is wearing a broad-brimmed straw boater hat. Uh, on a much smaller podium in the center of the clear space where the courtroom would normally uh, be housing the goings on of the court. There is a small lot of what looks to be sewing accessories. The auction is ongoing. A handful of birds and animals are bidding for the cloth and needles. So far, it doesn't seem like anyone's particularly noticed you. You're just one animal-headed person among many.
Enough. All right. Am I able to get close enough to examine the stuff that's up for auction? Like it with closer detail?
It occurs to you that if you want to stay in the role of an auction goer, the closest you could probably get would be the front row.
Okay. Yeah.
You are able to get there if you wish.
Okay. Yeah, I'd like to see if I can glean any more details off of the so sewing equipment, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, see if I can find anything out. So can I do a wits plus investigation?
Yep. And do you wish to use this for Oniromancy?
At this point, um, I'm going to start banking successes, so that I have something to work with when everybody else arrives.
Fair enough. Make your roll.
6 successes, so it's 5 banked.
Hmm.
All right.
And that is the max you can bank.
There
Okay.
you go.
And do I find anything out?
Looking over the items on the podium, uh, while the bolts of cloth don't seem to be anything special, the actual sewing equipment does. This being a dream, it does not surprise you to see that each of the sewing needles appear to be the spines of a massive hedgehog ripped off and fashioned into sewing needles. All right, at this point, the other two would be outside. Do you wish to go inside, or one of you to go inside, or anything like that?
Kenzie, do you want to go inside first? Or first, I'm happy to wait out here and bait them in.
I think we should probably both bait them in.
Fair enough. So we're going to wait until they can physically see us outside the bastion. We got to make sure they don't lose us. I know they've got some unerring bullshit for finding us. I don't think we ever took our icons back from them. So there's some way for them to find us. But I don't want to risk losing it because we walked into the bastion and they just run off.
Okay, so both of you are going to remain outside?
Yes.
After several long minutes of waiting, uh, the thorns on either side of the bastion part, and the and a huntsman appears from each side. The grim hunter appear doesn't appear to have changed his opinion. He still looks extremely upset. His his gun long since taken off his back and loaded. Uh, his hound has been summoned, but not his steed. The hound bays as it sees you. The bespectacled gentleman, his cane held out in front of him like a sword, advances just behind uh, the grim hunter. Little rabbits, I've got you now, he says. So, where's my heart?
If you'll just follow me, I lean in and fall into the bastion.
Kenzie?
I take a step into the bastions, beckoning them after us. Like a proper imp.
The two of you appear inside the courthouse. As Kit before you, you take in the scenes of the ongoing auction.
Uh, I think that the best thing to do is to get nice and close to the auction floor without stepping on. So we have some. What do you think?
Excuse me, I'm here to be an auctioneer.
All right. Manipulation plus
Subterfuge?
subterfuge, please.
Is this okay with you, Jeff?
Oh, you have fun. All I
And
needed
if
to
you
do was
wish-
get them in here.
And if you want to do Oniromancy, let me know what you're doing.
Okay, so I'm wearing clothes and I have striking looks.
Do you want help?
Always.
Consider yourself helped then. I have striking looks. I'm wearing clothes. I have. And what was your die roll you were going with? Manipulation plus subterfuge?
Subterfuge.
Mm-hmm.
Plus- Alrighty. Congratulations on your one extra die.
Hooray! Each one counts.
Yep, it was important.
2 successes.
All right. Are you going to be doing any Oniromancy?
No, I'm just trying to convince him to make me the auctioneer.
Cut Robin appears to be confused when you bring it up. He points to the hawk at the front of the courthouse and says, "But we already have an auctioneer?"
I'm the auctioneer for special items.
You can see the poor bird brain rack his bird brain for any rebuttal, but he can't find one. He says, "Oh, in that case, feel free to go on in. Uh, hopefully the next item will have sold soon."
Thank you. What's up currently?
Oh, just old Mrs. McGillicuddy's sewing supplies.
I head on in.
So, are you going into Elliot, or?
Do we want to have this conversation on the floor, or do you want me to have it out here?
That's entirely up to you.
So, let's take a moment and go outside the characters for a second to make sure we know what we can get here. We're getting 2 things out of this. One, while here, we can swear an oath with the affected huntsman. Not the gentleman, but the other one. The one whose heart we have. We can swear an oath with him that he will be bound to forevermore. Secondly, once he receives his heart, he is no longer bound to his master. He can do as he pleases. Barring, of course, that oath. Both of those sound great. My thoughts are, we get him to swear to deliver Rattlebones' head to us.
I like that.
He probably won't be able to do it on his own, but he's going to be a real fucking problem, and it means that Rattlebones is never going to be able to trick him into doing anything without putting himself in massive danger. Tibbs, you are muted.
Can we adjust the verbiage a little bit?
Absolutely.
What you thinking?
I'll be back in a moment.
Yep.
You 3 go ahead.
See if we can get him to agree to um, to deliver Rattlebone's head detached from his body.
Bring us the severed head of Rattlebones.
That's it. Yeah, there we go.
Now, knowing Rattlebones, he might survive that, but at the very least, it should put them as a continuous inconvenience for him.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is a promise of his cooperation against his master. But, that's less fun.
And we could just do a blanket cause problems to his former master wherever possible, and just let him run free.
Raise your blade alongside us in the fights we choose to take.
That could be interesting.
We are auctioning this to him, right?
All I know is we've got the oath, and we also have the ability to make sure he gets his hands on it. That's what we've got.
Because if other people are bidding for it, we could probably get quite a bit.
Yes, but all of this is dream stuff. Remember, nobody else here is real.
Oh, does that mean I can't win Mrs. McGillicuddy's sewing supplies?
You can
I'm
have
sure.
them while you are in this dream.
Are we sure about that?
Yes, because actually, we have an example of one case where it didn't stick that way, which is the swords, or that are. No, it wasn't the sword. The ink that we are in possession of. Remember that pen?
Mm-hmm.
It was an item pulled from a dream and made real by a true fae. None of us are a true fae, so we can't make the items real.
Gotcha.
So, I think just giving him a direct action that he'll be actively pursuing that will make all of Rattlebones' plans harder is a funny one.
Yeah.
And that's a straightforward oath that we can put on him that isn't going to last for all of eternity and potentially have people asking, why is a huntsman following you guys around like a sick puppy?
Yeah.
And can't be misinterpreted or misconstrued.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think just a straightforward, let's send him after Rattlebones and make everything Rattlebones is doing a lot harder.
I like the idea of uh, having it be the hinder or hurt or fight against, however you want to phrase it, the efforts of his master
Of the Lord
and
of Tales minions wherever he sees fit.
to the best of his abilities.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways, let's get going. So, we need to set up an opportunity to take that oath, and we also need to survive the fact there is a normal-ass huntsman who's going to be doing his best to hurt us here. And also, do you
All right,
want
the
to
three of
bid...
you got a course of.
Yep. So, I think that the best course of action is for me to go join, Actually, I know what we need to do. We have to be on the auction floor because a polite motherfucker like, what's his name, would never interrupt a proceeding like this by being loud or violent. He's gonna have a real hard time with that. So, I'm gonna go up and sit next to my comrade and wait for them to come in.
All right, so you guys have a course of action now.
We do!
All right. Elliot's going to sit next to Kit. Kinsey, what are you doing? Especially since you got convinced Robin that you should be the auctioneer.
Going to stand behind the other auctioneer.
The hawk gives you the side eye, but doesn't turn to confront you. He's too busy calling out the bids as they go on. It seems that a handful of older ladies are bidding on the sewing supplies at a interval of 1 penny each.
Just gonna ask a real quick question. Does the cash that people are exchanging here look remotely like normal money? Like, are we talking like old school pence is getting kicked around here, or is there like modern dollars and cents being exchanged? I don't know. This is his brain, you know?
Uh, you're going to have to roll me something like wits plus investigation for that.
Absolutely. Actually, I know somebody who's even better at that. Could you figure out what kind of money they've got kicking around here?
Yeah, sure. Let's give it a shot.
God, I love dream work.
Okay, wits plus investigation. Okay. Is this considered mundane?
I would say so. Like
Okay.
while you may not be in a mundane area, you are simply looking to see what the money looks like.
Okay. 4 successes.
Let's see here. Alrighty. Kit notices a small amount of money on the podium near the auctioneer. Kit struggles to focus on the money, uh, but he is able to get a decent picture eventually. Um, the it seems to be a old style wheat penny, dated 1865. Uh, there is a picture of uh, of another animal-headed person. You can't tell because the coin's too faded, wearing a headdress of some sort.
Yeah.
This is in reference to the 1865 Indian head cent. That's not appropriate these days, but that is what it is now.
Isn't it beautiful that the world has gotten better? So, with regards to all that, we don't have any of those in our wallets, and we're not going to be able to pass off modern currency as appropriate currency, so bidding to look like we belong here isn't really an option. So let's just chill for a bit. Unless you feel like taking up pickpocketing, and unfortunately our pickpocket is standing behind the auctioneer. So, shall we wait for some people to arrive?
Yep.
I'm going to clear a single seat next to us, as best I am able.
I'm keeping an eye on the door here.
Elliot sits next to Kit. A few moments later, Your invitation appears to have worked, as the grim hunter, dog preceding him and baying its poor heart out, uh, stomps into the courtroom, armor clanking, gun held out, white beard waggling wildly. Give me back my heart! He looks around for you wildly. Um, all the uh, uh, all the dream actors, the Eidolons, shrink back in fear of the gun. Even the hawk takes a step backwards directly into Kenzie.
Excuse me, sir. I believe it's time for the special auction.
The hawk doesn't even protest. He simply nods quickly and heads down from the podium and around the room, out through the door, right as the bespectacled gentleman comes through. He pushes past the hawk and surveys what is going on, and immediately blushes pink with embarrassment.
All
Trenton,
right.
be quiet.
Now that
Yes,
this
Kit?
item has
I'm sorry, Kit has something to say?
I like to spend my successes. I'm going to use 4 out of the 5 of my successes to inflict the comatose condition on the bespectacled gentleman.
Which thing are you doing here?
Subtle shift for successes. Introduce a temporary condition on any Eidolon or Neropomp, which fades without resolution when the target leaves the dream or ceases to exist.
And the condition you want to inflict is comatose?
Yes, sir.
I don't see that on the list. What page is it on?
One second. Where was it? It was page comatose. Page.
I am never ready for
330.
how you guys play.
334. Bottom right hand side.
Condition, not
Condition.
tilt. Sorry.
Yeah, condition.
I was thinking tilt for some reason. Comatose. Your character has reached rock bottom. Sure. I'll allow it.
Let's see here.
I'll give him the occasional roll to wake up.
Sounds great.
All right.
As the bespectacled gentleman launches into a admonishment of the grim hunter, he falls backwards asleep. The hawk that normally precedes him bursts into the bastion just in time to catch him and lay him down carefully at the back of the room. It caws loudly at no one in particular, as though upset.
All right. Kenzie, you had a cool speech.
Now that this item has been entered in for auctioning, the auction must conclude when the winner will take home this item. I present one huntsman's heart belonging to the Grim Hunter. Because this is a special auction, we will not be accepting currency with the exception of favors and what's the word we're looking for? Oaths. We will not be accepting currency other than oaths.
I walk up and place the huntsman's heart on the podium where the other items were.
I turn to the Grim Huntsman and say, "You could have your heart today, but we would have you turn against the enemy that has sent you after us so long. Your freedom, in exchange for harrying and harming him wherever wherever his works may find him. A work you know too well.
The Grim Hunter starts stammering. He didn't expect this. He looks towards the back of the courtroom, towards the bespectacled gentleman, who is fast asleep.
None will be the wiser.
All right. I'm going to go beat down his resistance with oration. Would you accept? I definitely in character prepared for this. Would you accept a presence plus expression for just orating the fuck out of this motherfucker? Throwing a prepared speech at him and seeing if we can't beat his will down to accept?
Makes sense.
All right. All right. Spending a willpower to make it rote. Oh, feet don't fail me now. Elliot is very briefly a lot more eloquent than I am ever going to manage to be. Talking about the opportunities that freedom presents him if he will only reach his hand out and accept it. Take my hand. Won't you take a poor sinner's hand?
Okay. You can see the Grim Hunter's eyes, wide with desire, staring at the heart on the podium. The gun held out in front of him droops somewhat, almost as if it wants to drop. He reaches out a hand, briefly. And then, the baying of his bloodhound drowns out all other sound. The dog howls loud and lonesome. And you can almost see the air above the dog shimmer. It stands up on its hind legs and howls again. And now you can certainly see the air moving like a heat haze. You can see the shadowy outline of a symbol in the air. It looks as though two guns crossed over a snare. A voice comes through the dog's howls. At first, it sounds hard to make out, but soon the dog's howl is drowned out by the voice, and it's all you can hear. We do not desire your old heart. We are a better heart. Our master has given you purpose.
Dogs shall not speak during the auction.
Okay, Lex, could you make that an intimidation roll and let's try and literally silence him?
Yes, I would like that very much.
I'm gonna assist by standing up looking all indignant.
And I am going to assist as well. So what, presence plus intimidate or something?
That work for you, Lex?
I was thinking manipulation plus intimidation.
You
Okay.
got it. Rolling to assist. 3 plus 3. Do you have dice at that point?
Give me just a moment. I'm mathing. Okay. So that's 5, 4, 6. Yes. 3
It's plus
successes.
6 total to your roll, Lex. What would you like to do? Because you can do anything with your own aeromancy.
I would like to remove the dog from the courtroom.
I don't think we can do that because he's...
But we can. What I can do is I can make a shift in the area, and it's only a subtle shift, but for 4, which means that I can put a wall up in front of the dog, but behind the Grim Hunter.
So you're just going to section the room off to no longer include the dog.
Yes, the dog is in a room, a soundproof room within a room.
Let's see, and that was... Excuse me, allergies are a little rough this time of year. Make a minor location change, or...
Give me 1 second.
See here. Yeah, so there's for 3 you can do make a minor location change, like moving the action outside from inside or onto roof of from the ground, or you could be this as how you're fluffing the same thing that I did, and be inflicting the muted condition. If that's
I think the minor location change is probably the best idea.
okay.
Okay, so we'll do it as that. That means you have 8 successes left if you want to do anything else. Or you could just bank up to 5.
I'd like to bank 5.
Just in case we need another one real quick.
All right. A wall of brick constructs itself. The voice speaking through the dog's mouth screams in anger before being shut down by the bricks.
I do apologize for the interruption. Would you like to bid? We are only taking 1 bid at this time.
The Grim Hunter bites his lip and steps forward. What exactly did you want? An oath to annoy the Lord of Tales?
To frustrate and defeat his minions wherever you should find them to the best of your ability. Your freedom lies right beyond your hand. You have absolute freedom to choose here. He's not leaning on you anymore. You know that you're safe here. This is the place where your heart lives.
Think about it. We're offering you completeness in exchange for something that you want to do anyway.
The Grim Hunter stretches out his hand, dropping the gun to the ground. It never hits, stopping just a centimeter off the ground. Suddenly, it rises into the air and a duplicate. A duplicate, 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 splits off from it, creating the sigil of the crossed guns and snare. The voice that was speaking through the dog booms through the courtroom again.
Going once.
You know what we are. We desire nothing more than the eternal hunt. Our quarry is before us.
Going twice.
Your quarry is behind you. Hunt as you please.
Hunt as you please, comes the voice from the gun. This is your prey. Our master has given you a great singular purpose, a never-ending hunt against a prey that never stops running. Isn't this what you want?
Isn't hunting for its own sake what you want, not for the sake of others?
Choosing who you hunt.
And why and when?
That is what a huntsman is. You're just a fucking hitman.
You are no assassin. You are the grim hunter. I reach my hand out to him.
Yes, comes the voice from the sigil. We are the grim hunter. We are nothing else. Take me and shoot.
Okay.
See the grim hunter. You see the grim hunter looking backwards and forward from the sigil in the air, shouting at him, to the heart on the podium.
I slide my shotgun across the floor to the huntsman's feet. Take your freedom.
All right, let's make some opposed rolls then.
Yes!
So,
I'm sorry, guys, but this is a talkie roll. I think that it's going to be my swing. Y'all mind help?
First, I think first, since Kit said something, he's going to need to roll here too, or at least be the front man for this
Absolutely.
particular role.
So how can I assist you, Tibbs? What were you trying to do?
So, I'm going off. I'm gonna say persuasion to persuade him to take my shotgun, which is symbolizing him rejecting the call of the
Of his panoply.
Exactly.
All right, I'm ready to assist you. Persuasion is for what's the die you're using with that? Presence, manipulation, composure.
I would say either presence or composure. Because I mean, I'm a prey animal staring down a huntsman. Keep my shit together might be important.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
All right.
So presence plus composure.
Yeah.
I mean, excuse me, composure plus
persuasion.
Composure plus persuasion. All right.
Remember, you're wearing clothes. Remember, if you're pretty.
It will roll to assist.
I am rolling to assist. 4 successes from me.
And 2 from Lex. All right. So that is going to be. Four successes.
All right. Let's see if the call of the Fae can drown out the call of freedom. The grim huntsman, the grim hunter looks longingly at the heart, but turns back towards the sigil burning in the air. There were other times, he says quietly. Other hunts. He squints his eyes as though he's trying to think of something. I remember dogs. I remember my horse. He steps forward to the sigil, placing his hand on where it floats in the air, but looks back longingly at the heart.
Can I try and interrupt him as he moves forward?
You have an idea?
Yes. Simply put, he's pulling a memory there, and we're in dreamland. And we've got somebody sitting on a big old pile of bank successes. I don't know how you're gonna do it mechanically. Sorry, like within the story of itself, I know what you're gonna do mechanically. We're going to change location to a hunting ground as he is describing. We're going to try and pull him into that memory. With the horse and the dogs. Not that one, not the screaming one, but like, some prop dogs. There's one that lets you change the entire location of the dream in whatchamacallit? Oneiromancy, god damn it. Yeah, so if you can get 2 successes, completely change the scenery, like moving the action from a parking lot to a or from a city into the inside of the volcano. Let's try and pull him into the past.
The paradigm shift, right?
Paradigm shift number 7. Completely change the scenery.
Okay, if we're pulling him into the past, I would say that would probably be dexterity plus investigation for pulling it out of his memory and setting up the scene.
Or you could do Dex plus larceny to steal the memory and put it on display.
Yeah? Would that work, Kenny?
Anything works. We're in a dream. So do you want to make your rolls?
Yes, actually. I'd like to do dexterity plus persuasion.
I'll allow that.
Gonna coax the memory out.
Narrate what you're doing and make your roll, please. I'll make your roll first. We know if it succeeds.
Alright, first off, never mind.
Sorry, I wasn't realizing you were.
No, it doesn't matter. You succeeded. You got enough.
Go for it.
Okay, so what I have done is I have carefully wheedled the thread of this memory out of his head and used it to persuade him this is what it really is around here. I've used it to persuade the local ecosystem to accept it. And the courtroom suddenly turns into a hunting grounds complete with all of the eidolons.
All right.
This is where you belong. This is where you belong. Not chasing through city streets after terrified children. This is where you belong. Hunting big game with your dog by your side, not the screaming voices of your master in your ear. This is where you belong.
The courtroom melts away into a forest in the dead of night. The birds give way to small forest animals that bound off into the darkness. The Grim Hunter looks confused as he steps away from the sigil and still burning in the air, the crossed guns over the snare. There is a cacophony of baying out in the woods. The Grim Hunter turns around and looks in the direction, his hand fumbling to his back for a quiver that isn't there. As he pulls his hand away, holding no arrow and staring down at it, you hear a loud neigh from the woods. A horse trots out into view, a beautiful, huge black stallion, its 8 legs tearing through the ground. It stops in front of the Grim Hunter and lets loose another powerful whinny.
Allfather, would you be the mastered man, or would you ride once more out onto the hunt under your own vigil, under your own wisdom? The wisdom you sacrificed so much for.
The sigil bursts into flame. No longer no longer a mere panoply. Now it's a rune inscribed onto the night sky itself. Whatever you were is immaterial. No wise men hang in these woods. Not anymore. Now, all your kind are fit only to serve the Fae. Kneel, little god, and accept my title once again, and rise, the Grim Hunter.
Bro, I don't need to tell you, but that guy's toxic.
Take up mount, take up your bow, and show them the truth of your name. Woden, Allfather, wise and powerful, one who would bend no knee to no giant, fae, or any other monster.
Make a presence plus persuasion at -5, please.
You got it.
Can I assist? Why not?
Anyone can assist if you want.
So
But I would, in this little speech, I would say that please say something if you're going to assist.
I'm going to assist.
I'm kind of flippantly, I'm like, I would have thought the brother of Loki would be better at spotting tricks by now.
Right, make your rolls, everyone. Kenzie, did you have something to add?
Yes. What
You
was
said
the roll
minus
again?
5?
Presence plus persuasion.
And remember, you're pretty and wearing clothes. Also, you'll need to say something to add something.
What I am saying is, I don't need to tell you that he's toxic. If I had any other friends with a guy like this on their back, I would tell them to get out of there. Do you have a separate account? We can set you up a bank account. Like, there are shelters.
That looks like a grand total of +4. Thank you, everyone. 3 successes.
The Grim Hunter's one eye sets itself in a determined glare. He shakes his head, knocking on it with one of his hands. That voice has been in my head for years. But I don't have to listen. Not here. I swear to hunt and harry your enemies. I'll swear an oath. Please, give me my heart.
I reach
I
across.
wish to be whole.
I reach across, take his hand, shake it, bind it on the weird. Everybody's gonna feel that one. I'm sorry, you guys are in this with me. Fuck you all. But we are all getting in on this oath, and would somebody please throw him his fucking heart before something else happens? I don't
personally ferry it to him.
Kinsey hands the Grim Hunter his heart.
He
takes it in one.
Sorry.
He takes it in one hand and tears off his breastplate in the other. Underneath it, he is wearing an old leather jerkin. That is undone clumsily. Underneath, you can see a wound torn deep into his chest. It looks as though it were sewn shut badly a long time ago, with thick black threads that have come loose. Behind them, you can see the dim glow of something gold. With a gnarled thumbnail, the Grim Hunter rips through the threads binding the chest wound together, ripping it apart as he plunges his hand into his own chest and pulls out an ornate golden cloak. Emblazoned upon it, in brown and red, is a sigil of crossed guns over a snare. He throws it on the ground, as though it were a piece of trash, and instead presses his heart back into his chest. The flesh knits itself together, but not perfectly. An angry red welt forms over the hole. But he presses his hand to that scar, trembling, and falls to his knees. I remember everything.
Welcome home.
Sigil in the sky disappears.
I'm gonna scoop up that thing right away before we lose track of it.
Roll me a chance die, please.
Of fucking course. Failure.
You hear the call of a hawk as the bird swoops down from the sky to grab the cloak on the ground. The bespectacled gentleman comes forward, walking on his cane. The bird hands him the cloak. He nods to the former huntsman. Woden, I see you are whole. He presses his hand to his head and sighs. This is going to be quite the mess to explain to the Lord. I suppose, Woden, you wouldn't be willing to go help? The god climbs unsteadily to his feet. The quiver has appeared on his back, and he knocks an arrow and points it at the bespectacled gentleman. Go away, bird, he says. Leave me be. The gentleman bows and says, certainly.
Make sure you tell the one in charge of you that Rattlebones was trying to get that behind his back.
The bespectacled gentleman cocks his head. Oh? What do you mean?
He had intended to kill this one. We decided that he wasn't welcome to take what wasn't his. Run that right back home to your master, why don't you? If you do, we'll let you leave.
But what would good Prince Oliver want with a Fey title?
Exactly.
Ascension.
So no need to bring it to him. Bring it straight on home.
He was looking to usurp your master. You can go ahead and investigate that on your own and verify what we're saying. Person of your skill, I'm sure, would have no problem finding the truth.
The bespectacled gentleman rubs his tan chin and then, after a moment, runs his fingers through his silver hair. I might have to take you up on that. But for now, this is mine. I wish you a good day. And things aren't going so easily your way next time. The bespectacled gentleman turns and walks back into the woods, his hawk following after him.
Sweet dreams.
Well, partial success, everyone.
Better than where we were.
I don't think that we have the current equipment on hand to try and take that back from him, especially if he calls in backup. So I think we're going to let him go.
Odin puts his arrow back into his quiver and looks the three of you up and down. I don't think I've ever really had a good look at you, but you're more formidable than I thought you would be. To be able to find my heart and force it back into me.
I appreciate the compliment, Lord Odin.
I'll be lord of nothing if I can't keep out of the that blasted Fae's hands, he says. I've sworn to harry your enemies, and that I will do. But make no mistake, in this era, a god is no match for the true Fae, especially not a god no one has worshipped in centuries.
You would be surprised.
He shrugs and says, maybe I would be. I'll check things out. If you need me, look for me in your dreams. But until then, I have other business to attend to.
One last thing before you go. Reach into the hammer space, pull out a beer, and hand it to him. Welcome back.
He takes it happily and thanks you before climbing astride the 8-legged horse and riding into the woods after the sound of baying dogs.
Okay, so we have got to get like pizza for our dude Jeremy after this because we have just absolutely fucked up his night. And I feel super bad about this, but this was the only dream I knew the location of because I've been here like 6 times.
Oh man.
So let's get out of here first of all. And
How about a jaunt back to the apartment?
yeah, let's head back to the apartment.
Yeah. Oh man.
Well, Elliot's theory is proven correct as the group leaves the bastion and heads back to his condo, only to find Jeremy screaming at the top of his lungs.
I turn and awaken him as best I am able.
He looks at you, his eyes both bleary and bloodshot, before reaching out to grab your forearm, and said, I had the most awful dream. I was being chased in the woods by a pack of dogs.
Okay. So, the good news is you're fine. The bad news is that was kind of my fault, and I need to pay you back for the problems I have caused you. But it's not going to ever happen again.
You promise? He says.
I swear to you, on my highest honor, we are never going to find the Lord of the Hunt, the god of wisdom of the Norse peoples, and need to talk to him somewhere in dream. Ever again.
You can feel the weird bind itself around you as a red ribbon appears from nowhere and ties itself on your ring finger. And I think here is a good place to end.
Yes, because I'm gonna be dying for the next 15 minutes. So let's get through our
Who wants to go for aspirations first?
I will. All right. I think if we took a step towards speedrunning GoldenEye,
I would say so.
I believe I took a step towards loose lip sync ships by getting the Huntsman on our side to sink Rattlebones' ship, or sink the Lord of Tales' ship.
I would also agree.
We gave a heart back.
Yes.
I wasn't expecting to get this one, but we made a friend.
You sure as
I'll
shit.
give you that one, yeah.
And by coaxing the dream into another dream, I believe I told a story.
Yep, I'll give you that one for sure.
Return that which we took. A heart in our possession arrived in the possession of the person who owned it.
Yep.
Keep him talking. I sure as shit did. Figure out what Rattlebones is doing. I think we got some pretty good leads on that, and we have also upset his plans substantially tonight.
Oh, yes.
Get to the heart of it. Was literally about this session and is stepped and cleared.
All right.
And lastly, achieve the old dream. I've got a lead on a place I can knock out of the running, so I can take over.
Alrighty.
All right. So I'd like to step and clear Hunt the Hunter. Is that is
I think that's true.
no longer an issue. Then step be a party pooper, because I took one of the Lord of Tales toys away from him, at least temporarily.
Oh, yes.
And I and with my downtimes, I made another step towards pulling myself back together. And that's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming out to see us again. I really appreciate it. Just one more quick reminder about the world below on BackKit. There's a link to that in chat if you're interested. It's a new game from Onyx Path. Completely new. From what I've seen of it, it looks very interesting. But back on here on a personal note, I'm very happy that anyone comes out to see us. Thank you all for turning up, and we hope to see you again during our next session. Hopefully, health permitting, next week.
Bye,
Goodbye.
everybody.